Well, hello, folks, and yeah, it happened on both sides. I don't know what's up with that, but it is Wednesday, and we are going to be ranking yet another puzzle game for the Game Boy. As of last week, we hit 35 games on our list. Tetris still up at the top, Blodia still up at the bottom. You know, way up at the bottom. Today we're playing a game called The Humans. And full disclosure, I have a long play pulled up in a separate tab because I've attempted this game before and it's never gone particularly well. At any rate, this is, I believe this is presumably a European developed game. Hopping onto the Lemmings train primarily. And we're gonna jump right on in. Oh, here it is. Imagitech Design. We're definitely going to play on easy. I don't know what the difference is. Okay, let's enter that code. I don't have a code. Code correct. That's good to know. One summer's day. Level 1. Did I accidentally skip something? Let's get the spear. Okay. You have 12 tribesmen. You need 4 tribesmen for this level. Level time 711. Here's the secret code. Oh, look, the code was right. Okay, so we can move him around. B button does something. What? Okay, well anyway, I believe we put him here and then, there we go, okay. So, now he becomes climbable. I'm going to turn this down a little. He becomes climbable so we can go up here. And here's a naturally occurring ladder. And another one. I think that's the spear over there. Okay, if you push select and then B, you can switch humans. I know what that one... I'm guessing the other command is pick thing up? At any rate, we're going to need him to come up here. And then... So yeah, it's a little bit Lemmings, a little bit Lost Vikings. More Lemmings than Lost Vikings, really. But you get the idea. Okay, if you pause it, it just won't show you the screen anymore. That seems unnecessary. We can pan the camera around so we know there's the spear, that's what we're looking for. Timer is still going. Okay, no, continue level. got that spear. Let's get the torch. So then you need 5 for this level. Okay, so let's start with the obvious here and find out where the torch is. Looks like there's a spear there. And a spear there. There's the torch. Okay. So how do we get... I have questions. But we'll do one thing at a time here. What's this? Okay. He can jump if he has the spear. Alright. Well, that gives me an idea. There. Actually, no, just put that down. Because your job is to stand here. Well, that's it. No more spear. So I guess we're just gonna have to... Oh, nope. Nope, we can't do that. We have to hit select first, then pause, then we can restart level. It didn't work. Alright, so he stands there. He stands there. Okay, we need to be mindful of... okay, that gives you a sense of... Right, and then we need to put this back. That'll do. So how y'all doing? Having a good Halloween? I think it's gonna be alright this year. We'll have fun. I might do an impromptu stream. At the same time, probably not. I don't know. We'll see what I'm in the mood to do on Friday. Okay, we need him to put down the spear now. There you go. How's your job? This might be the farthest I've ever gotten in this game, just so you know. Music's catchy. Now, since he's the last dude, we're just gonna keep the spear. So we'll technically have two of them. So I assume the gimmick here is, let's see what full power is. Oh, you can just put it down. Okay, okay. Yow, this is hot. Thank you, Mr. Hilton. Sometimes pressing A skips to the next screen, and other times you have to push start. Nobody steals our idol. Okay, so I gotta find the idol. Excuse me! Alright. So I see a torch up there. And a tree. I assume we have to torch it. And I guess that's the idol. So there's a couple jumps that we need to make. Well, I guess it's your job. Actually, we're gonna have to dump this sucker. And I pushed the holy crap, the fall damage is low. Alright, your job. Well, there's just barely enough space to clear the jump if you set it to full power. You know, if you needed any more evidence that this game was made in the UK. If I could get both of the other guys to wait over there at the same time, that would be great. If I could just say, like, hey, you, follow me over here. It'll save us a little time if we both were to, you know, stand around this area. I'll try something else. Actually, I don't want to try something else because I'm probably going to kill him. Okay, I want to throw this over, but am I gonna kill him? Am I gonna kill him? No, okay. We're fine. Figure I should probably just bring the spear with me, leave it nearby. Put it down there, pick this up. What? Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Okay, put that down. I had to be very slightly closer. You know, a while ago, 800 seconds seemed pretty generous. Nobody steals our idol. It's a monument to the king. Pretty sure he'll be very thankful. let's get the rope. Okay, there's 2 spears there. Trees. I guess that's the rope. Okay, so if we go up this way... I am running out the clock doing this. Because we gotta get the torch, and the torch is... Oh my god. If I put him just right here like this, can someone just like walk over him? Or is this going to take all 3 of you? The music is nice, it's pleasant. I wish there was a little more of it. That said, it is, you know, it's upbeat, it's well produced, it's not excruciatingly grating like a lot of these games have been. Now you're stuck where you are. Yeah, so before streaming, when I was like trying to find like either an instruction manual or just basic gameplay assistance for how to play this, oops, I chose the wrong thing. There, now it's your turn. And I think you're screwed because I don't know if the spear is still there. Oh, wait, maybe it is. Put that down. Pick up the torch. Throw the torch. That's going to be safe. Pick up the spear. Clear this jump again. Oh, just barely made it. Pick up the torch. You. Over here. it gets to the end of the music loop, and there's like this one section that's just weirdly offbeat. I assume he's okay to drop down. Yeah, no, they've already done that. And we picked up the rope. Let's get our friend. You have 8 tribesmen. You need 5 for this level. Okay, what? Well, we got a spear over there. Two torches. Okay. So we have to go. Well, if we go up here, we can get a spear. And if we go, yeah, the 2 torches are over. Okay. Well, I guess that's your job now. Oop. Pick that up. Okay. That'll do. Oh. openly admit here that this is, at least at present, this is a considerably better game than I'd always assumed. Still good enough. Okay. Oh, and you can drop things off ledges. Okay. Okay. Glad to know that. That helps. So, like, for instance, put that down there. And you're gonna turn into this guy. Well, while we're at the moment, let's... Yeah, drop the spear. Oh, that's bad. I probably shouldn't have dropped it there. Well, hopefully I don't need it. It's going to be about another 900 Nintendo seconds before we find out if I screwed up. We officially need that spear. How do we get over here, anyway? Whatever. Nope, 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 nope. We want to go back to this guy. Well, seems to keep landing right there. But anyway. What is this way? No, that's... Wait, no, that's still no. We can't. Why are there two different pause menus? You haven't enough men to continue. Well, I guess now we do. And I believe that whole rigmarole was entirely for scoring purposes. You know, that thing that makes a whole lot of sense and is very important in a game like this. Getting all those points. Okay, let's try pushing the correct button this time. I know we're getting a little too ambitious for our own good here, but it's worth a try. crap. Did I just screw it up? I think I might have just screwed it up by throwing the torch too hard. Yep, we're screwed. And it couldn't have happened to a slower stage. No, hang on. Good enough. This is highly eventful. There, you pick up the torch. I'm not sure what that other guy's there for, but they're probably going to make use of him. If we have time. Okay. I hope that wasn't too hard. So that's kind of the one change that I would make outright. Is to replace this sort of power meter thing with something that's, you know, just a little more explicit. Something that really clearly communicates where the thing is going to land. So that I don't have to worry about whether or not I just accidentally screwed up the level by throwing a torch slightly too hard. Mind you, I would also do away with the live system and the scoring system, and I just screwed it up. I shouldn't have walked off that ledge. We're screwed now. Gotta start over. Yeah, I don't think either Lost Vikings or Lemmings are gonna have anything to worry about here. At least not until Humanity. 'Cause, you know. That game seems to be, working well with this kind of style. I'm not just saying that because CJ works for the company. What I really don't understand is why the stage had to be so big. There, okay. Can't remember if this is stage 6 or stage 8. Either way, didn't get a whole lot done this stream. Alright, let's hope that's not too... Okay, looks like it's fine. Would still really like something that took the guesswork out of throwing. And jumping while we're at it, but throwing more so. And I did the Okay, it's level 5. We really didn't get very far. Okay, well, given the time, this is gonna be our last attempt one way or another. I just realized then we're going to get to the end of this entire section. Okay, if I drop that spear, it lands in a place where no one else can get it, because I needed to have someone in position. Oy. Well, we got the extra time. We're doing this. You know, it sort of occurs to me, though, that, you know, with more sort of modern refinements, not just like in terms of being able to kind of speed this up and, you know, simplify the interface a little bit and maybe have more buttons to work with. This is a game that would extremely benefit from Rewind, which I neglected to set up, and even if I had, I would feel weird about using it. The point here is to sort of rate the games as they are. But yeah, like, a new version of this that just had Rewind as a built-in feature, that... I know this came out... wasn't that the, like, Atari Retrospective had a version of this? Specifically the Jaguar version, I think. So yeah, I'm also pretty sure, but not positive, on whether or not that collection had Rewind. I think it did. And if so, that might end up being the best way to play this game. Because easily the biggest frustration here is not being able to take back mistakes. Put that there. If I could look at the situation and go, oh no, I really shouldn't have done that. Let's just rewind the stage to an earlier point. Or even if it's not that comprehensive, if it's just, you know, oops, I threw something a little too far. Let's rewind and try that again. Now here's the part where I find out if they kill each other with the spear. I was joking! Where's the spear? What? You have it again for some... No, you don't? Is the spear just gone? What's the point of letting you continue the stage if the spear is just gone? Is it back at the start? What's going on here? Yeah, we're totally running long. I don't care. I just really want to do this. This will probably sound a bit sarcastic, but still not getting tired of the music. You know, it's pleasant, it's varied. It's not utterly piercing the way some of this music has been in the past. Okay, you're gonna stay in the safety of back here. Okay, so now we need to throw this back here. No, you stay where you are. No, you stay where you are. You... Okay, you stand over here. You stay where you are. Having to gauge that little power meter still feels bad. Case in point. I think realistically, though, this may end up having to be my last attempt. Face still itchy. You know, I was kind of expecting to go off on this game, but this is actually more compelling than I was expecting it to be. The problems with it are extremely glaring, but this isn't that far away from being a decent game. Just needs a few tweaks. can't get careless with those jumps. Every single one of them needs to be at the absolute ledge and with absolute maximum power. It's the only way to be sure. Okay, now I take the spear and I just drop it. And we go down here, and now we can pick this guy. So I take it we're probably supposed to throw the spear at the Tyrannosaurus? I feel like the torch would be more effective, but I don't know, we're gonna have to kind of read this game's version of logic. I do have 2 torches. Oh, the spear did work. Okay. And this is the other torch. I didn't need to... You rescued him, what a hero. Okay. Let's get it on the list. So I need to start by pointing out, well, not pointing out, but just saying something here that in concept, I kind of like this. You know, I like this you sort of, you have these different characters and you swap between, and there's no like real-time management. It's just whatever character you have selected is the one that is moving. I appreciate that. And then you kind of move them into position, and you know, just these sort of games where it's not so much about solving a complex puzzle as just executing a complex sequence of tasks. I think the Puffy Amiyumi game sort of had a similar thing, right? With you'd have like all the levers and the switches and the boxes that you'd have to push down, and it was never the sort of thing where you would get stuck for having done it wrong. But, you know, like it was more just like a series of tasks that there's something satisfying about coordinating all that stuff and then having it all work the way it's supposed to. This is a much better game than I had ever given it credit for. The problem, and it is a big one, is that the game is just way too quick to punish you for very small mistakes. And the punishment can be quite harsh. You know, if you accidentally render a stage unwinnable, well, too bad to be you. Like, doesn't matter. You know, that you have these reserve humans that can come in, but it just doesn't matter if the puzzle and And for as slow as the game moves, having a timer is really, no, like that's not necessary. And so you have these mechanics where it's just super punitive. It just punishes the tiniest mistake. And it's got these like limited lives. And a score system, and like all of that feels completely unnecessary to a game like this. And to the point where I do think the game would have been less punishing if it just didn't have those systems in place. It wouldn't have to be. And that's a bummer, because it makes for a very frustrating, repetitive experience. And so it functions better than this version of Lemmings. But the puzzles just aren't as good. The stages are long and drawn out and slow and frustrating. So despite being a more solidly built game, it is in fact not as good as Lemmings. It is better than Blodia. It's better than Nail and Scale. It's better than Primitive Princess. It's better than Ishido, Way of the Stones. You get this little clump of games here that, okay, but maybe not this version. Is the Humans better or worse than Gearworks? I'm going to say no. Well, it's... See, here's the weird thing, is where I think I would put this above Boulder Dash, but below Gearworks. And I think, yeah, I'm just going to have to go above Boulder Dash. So our new number 22 is The Humans. All around mediocre as usual. That's Humans for you. But at any rate, that is going to be me for this evening. So we're going to have a look to see who is on that we might be able to raid. A-Word's on. He's probably not going to be on for much longer, but we'll hop in now. And I will be back tomorrow night with some live improvised music. I'll be back on Saturday with music production. I will consider an impromptu stream on Friday, and we'll do something fun for Halloween. But no promises. I haven't fully committed to that just yet. And either way, thanks for coming by, thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching, and I do hope to see you next time. So bye for now.